Hello, friends. I'm the Wolfman, Dale Wolfley. And if you missed the Wolfman's call this week, you missed some doozies. Starting out with Frank Fear, the author of the Band of Brothers, Then and Now, 66 through 70, Mountaineers. He talked about the Ernie Davis story, the movie Express, and how they portrayed Syracuse coming to WVU and not treated so well that the Mountaineers did. Didn't happen. Check it out. And then, of course, we had Darryl Prue come in, WVU Hall of Fame basketball player, and talk about the Joe Mazzulla situation in Game 7. Gave us some great insight and what was going on with Joey. And DP, always hot, always tough, man. And then last week, we had recorded Anthony back down there at the Greenbrier during the Game Changer event. And he talked to me about the XFL, his first year at the St. Louis Battlehawks, and how successful that the whole experience was, and can't wait for the XFL to keep on going. And then, of course, we had Don Nehlen talking about the Mountaineer in the well, the Pit Panther, and, of course, how he changed the culture of Mountaineer football back in his day when he got there. And then Will Clarke came in. Will Clarke, former Mountaineer football player, NFL vet for 6 years, and XFL champion with the Arlington Renegades, talking about his experience in the XFL and winning the championship. Forget Letty Brown was on that team as well. And then one of my favorites of all time, that would be Meg Bulger, WVU Women's Basketball Hall of Fame broadcaster extraordinaire. Everything she does great. And she's with Game Changer as well. She is the educational community liaison, and she talks about the whole Game Changer event, the One Pill Can Kill, and get involved if you can. And don't forget, head football coach, Division II powerhouse, Lenore Ryan, Mike Jacobs, and what he's doing, setting records, 800 winning percentage. And don't forget about the connections with Tyler Orlovsky, former WVU Mountaineer football player, now his offensive line coach, and Mike Jacobs' father, Mike Jacobs, who was my mentor and the offensive coordinator and offensive line coach for two 11-0 seasons. Only two Mountaineer undefeated seasons, Mike Jacobs. And let's not forget about Allan Johnson came in, USA Today strength and conditioning coach. He's the collegiate strength and conditioning Coaches Association development guy. He's a master strength and conditioning coach, and he's my former WVU strength and conditioning coach. Gives us great insight, players past, players now, and just doing a lot of things. Don't forget, you missed my breakdowns, Wyatt Milum out there on the football field, and you missed the You Make the Calls. We had Michael Jordan, we had Mike Tyson. We had, hey, can WVU be a successful football team if they're not blue collar? And last but not least, we had to who jumped on the show. Well, Keith Hawkins came on this week. He jumped on the show, and he wanted to talk about blue-collar hard work and what it means and relates to in the game of football and sports in general. But don't listen to what I have to say. Take a look, roll it. And I think we're starting to catch a rhythm of what we're trying to do, bringing in my Mountaineer brothers, former coaches, former players, all that coming in to give you an insight, and we want you to go ahead and come in with us and feedback. I'm even today, when I get done here with Coach Allan Johnson and with Wendy Miller of Special Olympics West Virginia, I'm going to give you a link if you want to come in and jump in, because we're going to talk a little Mike Tyson. We're gonna have some fun today. It's Thursday. I'm going to break down. You saw Wyatt Milum right there at the Parmar stores. Parmar's our sponsor, our major one, and we're going to break him down. I'm going to show you why that young buck is going to be special. He already is special, but he's going to be very special. And I'm going to show you, because that's what we do at the Wolfman's Call. I can tell you and tell you what I think, but you know what? Until I show you and verify it on film, well, then you shouldn't believe anybody. Don't believe anybody unless they know what they're talking about and can verify it on film. Not like an assimilation game of Penn State versus WVU and say, hey, we're taking this rating here of what this is. And it's a game. It's about Ernie Davis in the movie The Express and the scenes of the game, supposedly at West Virginia. And they really portrayed it as Mountaineer fans being poor, team members being poor. But you got the scoop. So what is the real story, my friend?
Good. Well, thank you very much. You did give me this assignment, and it was like throwing a bone to a dog because, as you know, I love football history, and this is one.
Half the time is figuring out. You got to figure out quick. And I think that's what he's doing right now.
Oh, that's cool. I keep putting up this WVU Mountaineer with Kenny. Kenny, thanks. You're giving me one of the greatest sports bites he's ever seen. That's saying a lot, baby. Maybe I should work with Joe Mazzulla up there coaching, right? Up there playing. All right, Kenny, thank you very much. We'll go with that. Hey, it's the holiday here, too, so we're also nice and relaxed. You're standing strong, and you're believing what you believe. I think this is a great example. I think it's a remarkable example of showing the world that, okay, so I believe in this God. That's my God, yes. But here's also my discipline. Here's my character. Here's my faith. All those things in there. He's saying is we're going to stay the course no matter what happens. And I've got to tell you what, that takes some guts.
Yeah, I mean, he's wise beyond his years. He's very humble. Even when he was at West Virginia and I coached against him, he was the same way. He's the same way since I've coached against him when he was a 19, 20, 21-year-old.
If you were recruiting somebody.
If I was recruiting someone, I would say, I will give you two. I would say my first one was back on our visit. When I had my visit, you guys had me up. And even though it wasn't football season, but just the love and the at-home feeling I felt when we walked into the Coliseum, had the basketball game going, and just the love that you feel, like I said, you feel at home. It's funny, I see
look,
a guy.
You see it?
Here we go.
Look at that picture of me, baby. I was almost crying. You gave me that jersey.
I seen a guy yesterday with the Flying WVU on his shirt. We gotta let's go Mountaineers real quick. And kept on going. But
that's right.
But yeah, I would say one of the best decisions of my life. And then I would say when we won the Orange Bowl, I still talk to a lot of those guys. Stead, Gene, Pat Ager, Geno Smith, and those guys. Broderick Jenkins, all of them, man. We're all really, really close. And shout out to Geno as well. For signing that big contract. It's good to see that from him too.
Absolutely, man. I was cheering for him just as much as I possibly could. Okay, that's a grind. That's an everyday. There's a physicality to it, and that puts a mentality on your mind of stress. And so there's a difference, and it doesn't matter where you come from. And we even talked about that blue-collar mentality, but how does everyone from all different places become that one thing, that we are blue-collar and we are coming in one direction, one goal?
We had a really good team, and we found some good players. Coaches are only as good as their players, and we had some good ones. We had some depth at a lot of key positions. Our skilled players were good. A.J. McCarron became one of the better quarterbacks in our league. So we finished 7-3, the second best record in the league. We were kind of snubbed out of the playoffs by a tiebreaker format that probably is going to get changed next year. But, outside of that, I felt like, for my first season, it was really productive, and I loved it. Ownership was great. The experience was great for the staff, the players, and just really well run. So, hopefully we're continue this run here. We're already preparing for 2024.
I left everybody on my football team know, hey, anytime you want to see me, you can see me. I don't care if I'm in a meeting with the AD. If you come out to this football building and you want to see me, you tell the secretary and she can get me out of that meeting, because the most important thing is my football players have to know that the most important thing that I have is you. That was number one. My door is always open. My assistant coaches, hey, your door is always open.
You got your team right in front of you. You're telling your team, this is who we are. Who are you?
Who are we?
Yep. Who are you?
Yeah, we're a hard-nosed, gritty football team that's going to attack people for 60 minutes. We're not going to give up. We're going to play hard, snap the whistle, and we're going to get after things. We're going to leave it all on the field. We're not going to be worried about making mistakes or hesitant. We're going to make sure that it's simple for guys so they can play fast, and we're going to get after people and attack them.
Well, let me just say it's been such an incredible journey to be a part of Game Changer. Mark and I have gone to this event that I saw you at the Greenbrier the last 2 years, and Mark literally plants his calendar around it. I luckily do now too, because it is that, I mean, you were there. It's that great of an event, all kind of, you know, celebrities and past players and coaches and the people of West Virginia that care and make this whole thing for everybody go.
We were talking about that as well.
Yeah, and that's it. It's the effort. I think that's blue collar in a nutshell. I mean, it's all about effort. You think about a guy that gets up every morning early before the sun comes up and goes to work. There's days he doesn't want to go, but he doesn't. He's got a family to feed. He's got bills to pay. He's got responsibilities. Then you flip that over to the football side. And I think that's where the fans maybe misconstrued or don't fully understand what you call the grind for a student athlete. They've got their football commitment, they've got their school commitment, and then they've got their life commitment.
But, ladies and gentlemen, I bring you my friend, not only my friend, guy that trained me as a mentor, but Allan Johnson, Mr. Strength Coach and Conditioning Hall of Fame. Coach, how you doing?
Doing great, Wolf. How you doing?
Oh, not bad. Hey, how was that intro?
It was unbelievable. Hey, just as I wrote it, Wolf, you did a great job.
Well, I wrote it down just to make sure that I had it right, because you got so many, you know, CSSS, all these abbreviations. Now, Al, you're so old. Let's go that way. You're so
Thank
old.
you. I appreciate that, Wolf.
That you were one of the first of 10 to get your certification in the Master. Tell us what that is.
Yeah, that's what it is. I was very fortunate early in the 2002 to be one of the first 10 strength conditioning coaches in the country to be inducted as a master strength conditioning coach, meaning 15 years or more in the profession. And it was a thing. It's voted on by your peers to be acknowledged. And now today, in fact, we just finished with our national conference in Orlando, Florida. We just inducted 24 more master strength coaches. Now there are 310 master strength conditioning coaches in the world. And we're a group with the Collegiate Strength Conditioning Coach Association, which I'm part of, is now there are close to almost 3,000 coaches, whether it be professional or collegiate strength coaches across America.
Hi, my name is Wyatt Milum, and I'm from Canova, West Virginia. When I'm back home in Canova, you will find me at my local Parmar store.
We had that golden boot pride at Parmar. There are literally hundreds of Parmar stores in West Virginia, Kentucky, Ohio, and Pennsylvania, and even more on the way. Download the Parmar app to save even more. And whether it's food, gas, groceries, or whatever, we have you covered at Parmar. West Virginia proud and ready to serve you.
And if there's not a Parmar store near you now, there will be soon.